Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for Grace to All with Paul Gray. When I grew up back in the early 1950s, my whole family were baseball fans, St. Louis Cardinal baseball fans. And we lived several hours away from St. Louis, but my folks would work their schedule so that we could go there at least one weekend a month to see some ball games. And when I was 11 years old, I started playing the trumpet. And by the time I was maybe 13, I developed some skills. And so I don't know what prompted me to do this, but I took my trumpet to the St. Louis Cardinals baseball games. I was about 4 feet tall, and my parents I would stand up on a seat next to them, and I would play charge on my trumpet when the Cardinals were having a rally, and the fans would go nuts. Here's what it sounded like. Pretty exciting, huh? I mean, you can see why the crowds would really go nuts when a kid would stand up on his seat and play. What do you think? No, it sounded more like this. A little more exciting, isn't it? Now, I want to draw a parallel to that with how we think about Jesus. Do you think about Jesus as big, robust, exciting, powerful, energizing? Or do you have a very small, little view of Jesus? For most of my life, I had a very small, little tiny view of Jesus. I knew, well, yeah, he was my personal Savior. He was the Son of God. He rose from the dead. He did some miracles. Bully for him. That's nice. I appreciate him saving me. Let's go watch the Cardinals play. Then, some years ago, not that long ago, even after I became a pastor, I started having an ever-growing, ever bigger view of Jesus. And I found out, much to my surprise, that the Western church, Western Europe, our hemisphere, North America and South America, have traditionally had a very small view of Jesus, while the Eastern Church, what we today call the Eastern Orthodox Church, has always had a huge view of Jesus. Now, here's where the difference is, and the Apostle Paul makes it very clear in Romans chapter 5. Most all Christians would say, well, yes, Adam and Eve sinned, and when they sinned, sin entered the world, and everybody was tainted by that, and everybody died. Everybody experienced death because of that. Adam's sin infected the whole human race. While at the same time, most Christians in the Western Hemisphere would say, yes, and Jesus, God himself, came to save a very few people. Just us and those who believe exactly like we do, who live where we do, who have the customs we do, who have the sexual preference that we do. Jesus was able to save that small group, but the ever-growing larger group that Adam affected, Jesus is powerless to do anything with them. Do you see the difference in that? Well, the Apostle Paul explained that and just totally debunked that idea in Romans 5, where he said that, yes, Adam's sin affected all people, and death entered the world, and everyone died because of that. But then he uses the terms much more and abundantly. He said what Jesus did at the cross much more abundantly affected everybody, all sins. Adam's one sin affected everybody. Jesus' work at the cross took care of all sins for everybody, not just those who were on the earth from the time of Adam to Jesus, but everybody for all time, forever. Much more abundantly, Paul said, did the grace of God, the free gift of righteousness that Jesus gave us, much more abundantly was Jesus successful and effective in taking care of all sin for all kind and saving all people. So sometimes in the West we talk about God's glory, and we'll use the term glory. I want to encourage you, especially this post-Easter season, instead of saying glory, to say glory. See my point? See you next time. Bye-bye.